Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility. We're on a mini series talking about these foundational principles and ideas that business owners need in order to grow and be more successful. These are not necessarily the things you have to know when you open your business, but if you learn these principles and start thinking in these terms, it transforms your business from being, I'm doing all right-ish, to I've got a business that's really humming along. And my goal for you is to have a business that supports yourself, your family, your community, your employees in a way that lifts everyone to a higher plane. Today, we're talking about the power of a guarantee. Have you ever considered what guarantees do for a business? It's actually pretty neat what happens when a person hears a guarantee. Now, before I go any further in guarantees, a lot of people immediately get their apples all up and they're all in defensive mode and they're thinking, I can't do a guarantee. Well, you're probably right. Not the kind of guarantee you're thinking about. But here's what you can do. Many small business owners can't offer a money-back guarantee because of the kind of business you're in. And that's fine. I'm not suggesting money-back guarantees every single time. I am suggesting guarantees. Now, let's think about guarantees from a different perspective. When you have a guarantee, your business is typically telling the world you can expect X from us. A money-back guarantee takes it to another level and says, if you don't get X from us, then we will do Y, which is give you your money back. Now, did you hear the two pieces to a guarantee? The cool thing is, you only need one piece to a guarantee. You only need the X. We promise to treat you in this way. We promise you'll have this experience. We promise something. That's the foundation of a guarantee. Now, a lot of people immediately, because we've been programmed from society, think, well, I've got to do a 100% satisfaction guarantee or your money back. It's pretty common. Those have been around for a while, and there's a reason they've been around for a while. But you don't have to do that. I've worked with companies that have had the money back guarantee. In fact, we had one business that I was a part of, and I pushed them to have the most extreme guarantee they could. It was a skincare product. And I said, we're going to do a money back guarantee, but we were selling online. And it was kind of some of the earlier days with the internet compared to now. And I said, we were giving people a sample for just shipping and handling. And I pushed the company until they went along with it that we were going to do an unconditional, no questions asked, money back guarantee, including shipping for 2 years. That seems extreme, right? That's the benefit. The benefit was we were so extreme in our guarantee that pushing the envelope to that extreme instilled a level of confidence people wouldn't have otherwise. You've seen some guarantees. Oh, we guarantee to give you a prorated amount back on your purchase based on certain metrics if we mess something up that we don't ever mess up. Does that instill? That doesn't instill anyone with confidence. But taking it to the extreme of unconditional, no questions asked, including shipping, 2 years money back guarantee. Anyone who heard that, like, oh, that must be good, or else they'd lose money on their guarantee. And they were willing to then try something they had never experienced before. But again, I have guarantees in my businesses now, and they're not necessarily money back. I've heard people do a guarantee that no long-term contracts. When you work with us, you're not locked into working with us. You can fire us at any time. In an industry where everyone locks you in a long-term contract, that guarantee is radically different than the norm. And that being different than the norm, that pushing it to the extreme, that standing out, that's what a guarantee is supposed to do. And so if you can create a guarantee like that in your business, you move from being part of the noise to standing out in the marketplace. And when you stand out in the marketplace, you're memorable. And when you're memorable, people come to do business with you. Guarantees can be this powerful tool that you can shout into the marketplace. And when people hear it, they think, that's different enough that I'm intrigued. And then they do business with you. So I'm going to throw out a few quick ideas on guarantees, maybe get your creative juices going when you hear some of these, so maybe you can think of one for your own business. There's a company that promised they would brighten your day. We guarantee to brighten your day. That was their promise. Another company, we already talked about it, money back guarantee, no questions asked. Another company, like I said earlier, was the no long-term contracts. Their web hosting, we guarantee your website won't get hacked, or we'll clean it up for free. See XY on that. We had another one that guaranteed that we would do the job right, period. What is do the job right? I'm not sure. But they were in an industry where a lot of their competition were being accused of cutting corners. And so that made them stand out. Now it's your turn. Think about that for a minute. What is it in your industry that's a little yucky? What is it that is kind of that ick factor that when people look at your industry, they're like, oh, that industry is full of people who do this. What is that? Ugh. When you think of that, ugh, and you do the exact opposite of ugh, then people are like, ooh, wow. And when they're, ooh, wow, they're going to do business with you. In conclusion, if your industry has a ugh, move to the opposite extreme, turn it into a guarantee that makes people say, wow, and that's how you're going to find more customers.